Rachelsey the Movies, Thor Edition.
So we saw a movie on Netflix, premiered, I guess, last week. We saw it pretty quick when
we saw it opening
Netflix
night.
told us. The movie is Extraction. It's about Thor saving, like, a little boy. So I don't know why
That's not what the movie's
title.
about. It's not really.
I think they missed a marketing opportunity,
it should be called Thor.
having the word Thor in
Save
it.
the little boy.
But yeah, not really. It stars Chris Hemsworth, who is also Thor. And this was like a little bit of a different movie for him. What are you shaking your head for?
Your Thor thing. Then I was thinking about Men in Black Thor. You know?
He plays an ex-military guy who is dealing with a trauma in his own life. And after his time in the military and this event, he is now a mercenary, I think is the word used in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not real clear on like assassins and mercenaries and all this kind of stuff, what exactly, the exact definitions are. The movie's called Extraction because he gets hired to do a job. He needs to go and extract the son of a drug cartel leader from
But it's not from Mexico. It's the hook of it is that this drug cartel person's from Bangladesh?
You didn't know.
Some other country.
I wasn't going to talk about it.
But it was different. Like, it was a different thing.
This movie takes place in India, so it is a different setting. But yeah, 2 drug cartel leaders. He's getting the son back from the, enemy of the one. And anyway, a lot of action, a little bit of a different role than I've seen Chris Hemsworth in before. Kelsey, what do you say? Go, wait, or skip?
I'm gonna say wait to see this movie. I think that this movie is an action-packed ride, and it's it's like a Rambo movie basically. It's a movie that if you like this type of ridiculous nonsense, it's just all action. If you're looking for stylized violence and that kind of stuff, paramilitary, whatever. As far as that genre movie, it's pretty good, I think. But there's nothing like about this movie that stands out. It's not like the original Rambo where you're like, oh wow, this is like a really great movie. It's more like Predator 2. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Predators kind of stands out. It was groundbreaking, but this movie's more like Predator 2. Not a bad movie. It's probably better than Predator 2, but you see what I'm saying, right?
Sure.
If you know about Predator movies, it's Predator 2.
Okay.
It's not Predators. That one movie's crappy.
I'm going to say wait on this movie too. When the movie first started, like 5 minutes in, I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a for sure skip. Like, I just thought the dialogue to start the movie, I just couldn't take it. But as the movie went on, and by the time it got to the end, it kind of had a little thread to it that hit me in the heart, and I was like, oh, I kind of like, I don't know, it was,
as far as these movies go, it was pretty good.
It was kind of moving, yeah. So if you want to put this, in the category of, Six Underground.
It's definitely better than that movie.
Spencer Confidential. Like, there's these kind of action, Netflix budget type movies.
It's more like Spencer Confidential, except I think it's better.
Yeah, it's definitely not, meant to be funny at all. So Spencer Confidential had a humorous, kind of bend to it with, Mark Wahlberg, who kind of just, rushed into things and messed things up. This wasn't that. This was much more serious. Yeah. And it had a much bigger, heart kind of pull. It had this little emotional thing to it. And we'll get to it in spoilers.
We're not in spoilers yet? Good Lord. Spoiler. Here's a spoiler. Here's what I hate movies. You want to hear why I hate movies? I hate movies that give you the end at the beginning. And then they're like, here's this scene from the end of the movie. And now we're going to go back to 3 days ago or whatever. I hate that. I know it's been done. I know it can be done, but I feel like it's overused. And when
was that done in this movie?
Yes. And when people do this, almost every time they do this, you're like, oh, they didn't have a way to start this movie. Do you see what I'm saying?
It can be an overused.
It's a storytelling device to hide something that should be there that's not. Like, because the beginning of the movie should hook you as far as why you want to watch this movie.
Mhm.
And if you have to go to the end to show this big, powerful scene from the end to get somebody to want to watch the movie at the beginning, then that's a
I don't
problem with the
remember
movie.
that. I don't remember
I'm
it.
100% know it to be true. Are you challenging me?
No, I'm not challenging you. What scene was it?
It was the one where he, after he got shot by the sniper, and he was seeing the, like he was.
I
He
must
was
have been
seeing
looking away.
Oh,
you know what I was doing?
You were on your phone.
I
You were
was.
on Instagram.
I went and found like the movie poster image for this, so that on Insta stories I could put that we were watching this.
Even though I was sitting right next to you.
So I didn't see that.
I'm like half of your Instagram story.
I know, only like 2 people watch my Insta stories.
Maybe like 3, and I'm a third of it was there.
Anyway, okay, yeah, so I didn't see that. I wonder if it was better for me because I didn't see that, so I didn't know.
Maybe. Yeah, because you still said we have basically the same opinion on the movie, and that was of this genre movie, it's decent. Like it's definitely better than Six Underground.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So the big emotional thing was Chris Hemsworth's character was dealing with, he had prior military experience, but the big event that he was dealing with is that he had lost his son to a terminal illness when he was very young, and he wasn't there at the end.
On purpose.
Like he chose to go like on another tour of duty so that he wouldn't have to be home while his son was dying.
And that's like a real type thing that people often in their life make choices that they regret. And and I like that. I like the depiction of that kind of stuff in movies because he carried that with him. And then of course life brought an opportunity for him to maybe the kind of life. My experience with life is that anything that I've like super regretted or whatever, life will bring another opportunity later down the line that will help me make a better decision.
Yeah. And so that's what this was for him. He went in to do a job, extract this boy who in this movie, like he was, let's say he's like 14 or something, maybe 15, and bring him back to his father. But it's all like a mess, and he has to end up making what would be maybe the better decision, definitely for the boy, and not make the decision which is this job fell through, so I'm just out and just leaving the boy behind. He does the other thing, and then so it goes on from there, and he really so it has a sacrificial element to it because by the end he goes all out to save this boy. Some other members of his team follow his lead, and he ends up dying. And it just, I thought it was, I liked the thread of that, like that story, emotional, story unfolding throughout the movie. And then it had this kind of neat quote that the boy said to Chris Hemsworth's character, Tyler, that's his name, I couldn't remember, to Tyler, where he says something like, you don't drown when you fall in the water, you drown from staying submerged in it. And it was about like Tyler staying submerged in like the loss of his son. So that proverb, like he applies it to his life, but at the very beginning of the movie, apparently after the scene that I missed, he jumps off a cliff into water and sits there underwater. Then at the end of the movie, the boy, who's now like living a different life because he was saved and he dives off, like jumps off a diving board, and he sits under the water but comes out. It's
got a pretty good ending too, which you're like, oh. He comes up out of the water at the end, the boy does, and in the background you see somebody in the background standing there, and it looks like the main character.
He comes out of the water.
Pretty sure had died. But maybe he didn't because he didn't see him die.
You know how a camera would focus on what's in the foreground.
So it's a pretty...
But in the background...
Yeah. My quarantine thing is like, yeah, definitely watch this movie if we're just sitting there and nothing else to do. But I can't really say, like, go see this movie. It's not...
It wasn't spectacular.
But it's pretty good.
But it wasn't bad.
And I like Thor.
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I do too.
We watched, we like the Men in Black movie with him a lot.
We liked it more than other people.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.